Hello, it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am here to have a go at making a box folio type thing for my tags that I've been making, because I have been joining in with Tag Tuesday some weeks, and also I have made a couple for Ashley's Paper and Twine PT Tag Club. So Tag Tuesday is hosted by Shirley over at Handmade by Shirley. I'll link everybody that I mention in the description box for this video. And lovely Ashley at the Company and Crafter has made a little box book thing that she has been storing her Tag Tuesday tags in, and I thought, oh, I fancy joining in with that. So my tags measure, I think they're about 3 inches by 5.5 inches. So bear that in mind. My book is designed around those measurements. But hopefully this is going to work out. So you need 2 pieces of card. One measures 9 by 6 1/4, and one measures 6 3/4 by 7 3/4 inches. And what have I done? Here's my, I'm going to make it out of this craft card. So the 9 by 6 1/4 piece, you're going to score it at 3.5 and 5.5. You'll see that line there? I scored it in the wrong place, but that's okay. So that gives you the outside of your book. And I'm going to put card on the front and the back, so hopefully that will be hidden and be stabilised. So it's quite chunky because I want to fit quite a lot of tags inside it. Now the other piece, measuring, it measures 6 3/4 by 7 3/4. So on the 6 3/4 side, is that right? Yeah, on the 6 3/4 side, I'm going to score at 1 3/4 and 5. And then I'm going to rotate that round. So on the 7 3/4 side, I am going to score at 3 and at 4 3/4. Okay. So I'm just going to burnish all these lines, and then I'm going to do a wee bit of cutting with this bit, and then we can start to put it together. The other thing I'm going to use is some ribbon, just to be able to keep the book tied together so that it doesn't, because it's quite chunky, I think it needs that bit of ribbon just for stabilising it and keeping it together. So what we've got here is the piece that's going to sit in there as the pocket. So what you'll see here I've done is I cut down these pieces down to that middle line. So just cut there. And I'm going to make this pocket, and then I'm going to put the book, all the layers and things on the book, and then I'll add the pocket, because that'll give the pocket a minute to stabilise. So there we go. So this is, I did a little box for some cards and envelopes, and that is what this is based on. I've just made the pocket deeper because the tags are so deep, they're so long. I wanted them to get a bit more support. So for this, I have cut some pieces of patterned paper. So all I'm going to decorate is the front and these little sides, because the rest of it is going to be not really visible. So will I go. So this piece, I've just basically taken off 1/4 inch for all the panels. So this panel here measures 3 1/4, so I've cut 3 inches, and it's 3 inches, so it's 2 3/4 deep. Now what have I done with my glue? Here it is. And I did think about would I cut a little semicircle, but I don't think it needs it really, so these pieces will go on here. And I was searching for papers, and I thought, I have got papers. I've got a big stash of papers that I hoard, so these are just, whoops, papers from my stash. Right, so that's that. So now I'm going to put some glue and glue that one there. So we'll start. I have to say, I did end up with a lot of bits in the bin because it did take me a while to figure this out. I don't think I'm very sort of 3D minded, but there we go. So just make sure it's nicely lined up, and then I can press that down there for that glue to stick. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. I hope I'm in shot here. So stick that there. This one here. I like using wet glue because it lets you kind of get everything lined up nicely. Okay, so that's that. So put that there to dry off. Now I have got, what I've got for the inside is this paper, so the pocket's going to stand out against that, but I've got some more of this wood paper for the outside. But before I stick that in place, I need to put some ribbon, and I've got these two. I think I'm going to go with the paler one maybe. I bought this big bag of these little reels years ago, and I haven't really used them very much. I used them for a while. I used to make some bookmarks, but I've not used it for a while, so I want to have it covering this and with enough to tie a bow. So I think I will go with that. And when I was at the craft fair, I did buy some red liner tape, so I'm going to get the thicker one of those. And I'm going to pop that on. Actually, I'm not going to put it in one solid because my paper's not going to go right across. So I wonder if I should do some rounded edges. Rounded corners, I mean. I think I will. Let's do this. Just makes it look a bit nicer, doesn't it? Oh, my stomach's starting to rumble. Sorry if you can hear that. It's getting very close to lunchtime. Oops. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm just going to fold this ribbon. So that's the kind of halfway point. Stick that down there. And along there. And then I'm going to put a wee bit of this tape across the top of the ribbon. I'm just going to do maybe 3, just so it's got a bit more support before I glue the patterned paper on top. Put a bit on there. So oh, excuse my stomach. I did have breakfast. So trying to make a bit more of a conscious effort to use what I've got, because it's expensive always buying new things to craft with, isn't it? And I'm very lucky. I have a lot of lovely new things to use, but it's quite good to just use what you've got and be creative with that and not just buy new all the time. So I'm going to put these wood patterned pieces on the outside. They did come from one kind of continuous piece, but I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to just cut those outside corners, and then I'm going to put wet glue on, and hopefully the sort of sandwich of that red liner tape and the wet glue will keep that nice and in place. I'll keep that ribbon in place. Now I need to put some sort of decoration or something on there. I'm not going to do any corners on this side, on the spine. So let me just line that up. I've had this paper pad for years. I think I got it at the range. It's this Simply Creative Go Wild, and it's lovely. It's got owls and bears and mushrooms and all sorts. There's no point in having it and not using it, is there? So let me cut those corners and then glue this in place. And then I'm going to do the papers on the inside and stick that pocket in, and then it's ready for the tags. So that's it. Now I'm gonna pop those ones in there. So again, just round that outside corner. Like so, and then that one in there. Oh, round this one. Now I could have made the sides of my pocket deeper as well, or higher, but I just didn't. I don't care. I don't think it looks terrible with that drop on the side. So the idea is, this is what we've got. Now, I think what I might do is put a bit of red liner tape, seeing as I've got some, and some glue as well. And then it just hopefully will sit nicely, because it's going to have a nice little bundle of tags in there. And hopefully I could make some more when I need one. This one is very much decorated in that kind of autumny sort of patterns, but I'm sure it'll take me much more than one season to fill it up. Oops. But that's fine. Oop. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put some of this glue all the way there, and then stick it down there, and I can pop that in there. Now you could decorate the inside with some papers, but once the tags are in, like so, you're not really going to notice that back bit. But I guess if you're a bit more pernickety than me, you can do that. So the idea now is I just need to decorate this, something on the front, and maybe on the side I'll put the dates once it's full, so I know that what the end date is. But yeah, what do you think? Is it cute? It's probably a bit obvious for a lot of people that are much better at making these things, but I thought if anybody is looking for a free tutorial and happens to have a similar size of tags to me, then there you go. So keep watching if you want to see how it looks when it's decorated and got a few more tags in it. But thank you so much, and I will be back. Oh, I don't know what will be the next video, but I'll be back very soon with another crafty make. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now. Okay, so here is my finished little tag box. I'll put the something on the spine once I know what the dates of it are, but I've just done a little Tag Tuesday, and I had these left over from my autumn things that I'd been making. And then inside I was trying to find where I've put my favourite weirdo, because I'm a bit of a weirdo, and I've got some tags in there. And then I decided, because this is for Tag Tuesday, that I would do another one. So I did this one in white card with some papers that had a moustache, and I've added some little flowers. And this says, I always find beauty in things that are odd and imperfect. And this one is for the Paper and Twine Tag Club. And so there we go. Inside it says lovely things inside, and I've got 4 tags in there. So that is my 2 little books, but I hope that you like, and if you are going to make one too, please let me know. And thank you very much to Andrea for the original idea, because I've definitely just stolen it and adapted for measurements for my tags. See you soon.